Let's learn to set the bow on the violin. The first thing you want to do is make a beautiful bow hold. If you have a hard time making your bow hold in the air, you can hold your bow on your violin with your left hand and make the bow hold with your right hand. We're going to hold the violin on its shoulder. Set your bow at the middle. Set your bow directly above the F-hole circles. Make sure that you have the same distance between your E string and the bow as you do between the G string and the bow. If you have more distance between the G string than the E string, your elbow is too far back and your bow is crooked. If the opposite is true, your elbow is too far forward and your bow is also crooked. It's hard to tell from a player's perspective if the bow is straight or crooked. So make sure to check those lengths and also look in a mirror or make a video or take a picture of yourself to see if your bow is straight. A good rule of thumb is that from the center of your bow, imaginary line to your jaw, down your shoulder, to your wrist, up the bow. If that makes a square, you're pretty straight. So you want to start out with a square, not a triangle. This triangle here, 1, 2, 3, can cause your bow to go crooked. So instead, set the bow at the middle, ever so slightly tilt forward with the stick, just slightly, so that the stick is tilted more towards the scroll of the violin than straight up. You'll know you're doing this if you rotate your elbow and wrist together. When you bow, you want to bow from the elbow down and up. It'll keep your bow straight. If you move from your shoulder, you won't get a very desirable sound. So bow from your elbow down and up. A couple of tips for a straight bow. The first thing you can do to get a straight bow is to practice bowing on the wall or on a tall chair. What you want to do is get right up next to the wall, place your right foot on the wall, place your right shoulder and your right elbow on the wall. Bring the violin in, always holding here from its shoulder until you make a square. Set the bow right above the F-hole circles of the violin and keep your elbow and shoulder on the wall. If you come away from the wall, your bow's going to go crooked. Let me show you what it would look like this way. So you would set your shoulder and your elbow on the wall and bow straight without moving your upper arm. This part doesn't move. If your elbow comes away from the wall, your bow is not going to stay straight, and it's also going to cross the different sounding points. It's not going to stay in what we call the sweet spot.